A big thank you to Surfshark, who are sponsoring today's video.
Hello, or should I say aloha, and welcome to Hawaii, where today I'm at Honolulu International Airport and I'm going to be taking Hawaiian Airlines on their Airbus A330 over to Los Angeles in California. I'm really looking forward to it. Hawaiian has got one of the most unique domestic first or business class products out there in the United States. So come with me and let's review this trip. Enjoy the video.
This video starts off on the island of Kauai, which is where I was staying for a few days, having arrived on United Airlines from San Francisco. I know that some of you are interested in the things that I get up to when I'm not flying on aircraft, and I rented a car here and drove around the island. This was my first time in the state of Hawaii, and in fact my first time anywhere on any Pacific island. I was absolutely blown away by the stunning natural beauty here. I took all of these pictures myself and posted them to my Instagram and Twitter profiles. If you're not following me already on there, maybe you should. Here are the handles in case you're interested. One of my last stops before heading to the airport was the Kauai Veteran Cemetery. It's a peaceful and beautiful place, and certainly one of the less formal military cemeteries that I've been to. Hawaii has a long history of military activity. Many of the veterans who rest in this cemetery have fought in conflicts all the way from World War II up until the recent war against terror. Kauai is the oldest island in the Hawaiian volcanic archipelago. It's the greenest and least barren of the Hawaiian Islands and is very mature in terms of scenery and flora and fauna. It's a wonderful place, and I'm glad that I chose this island as my introduction to Hawaii. Sadly, after just a few days, it was time for me to leave with Hawaiian Airlines. The first leg on this trip is to Honolulu on the island of Oahu. Oahu is visible from most of the southern reaches of Kauai. Kauai's main airport is Lihue, and from here, Hawaiian fly Boeing 717 aircraft into Honolulu. The 717 is rare globally, but perfectly suited to these island hops. Honolulu is a mere 109 miles from Lihue. From there, we'll change our Boeing 717 for an Airbus A330, which will take us the remaining 2,554 miles to Los Angeles. The flight to Honolulu is straight up and down. It takes barely 20 minutes. That being said, it's a cheerful experience, and there's still time for a cocktail on this very short flight. Before long, we're touching down in Honolulu, and the aircraft taxis to the A gates, which is where the inter-island hopper flights depart from. To connect from the island hopper terminal into the main terminal itself, you can use the Wiki shuttle. And yes, that is the same wiki that makes up the word Wikipedia. It means fast. Today's video is sponsored by Surfshark, an award-winning virtual private network, or VPN. Apart from all of the benefits that a VPN brings, like added security and anonymity when you travel, you can also use a VPN to leverage lower airfares in some situations. In this example, I'm using the Kayak website to search for a fare between London and Phuket in Thailand for a week in early May. This search was made from the UK with Surfshark disabled. The cheapest airfare the website was able to find, £506 return. However, using the VPN to spoof my location, in this case I simply chose Thailand as a low-income country, I was able to find much lower prices. With Surfshark enabled and running exactly the same search, you can see that we've managed to find a brand new low price of £372. That's with Air China, and is a fare not normally available if Air China thinks you're from the UK. You can also see that the existing results with Thai Airways are also a little bit cheaper too. I've teamed up with Surfshark to give my viewers a special low deal. Head to surfshark.deals/wingingit to get 83% off and 1 month free. Meanwhile, back at the airport, I was taking advantage of my layover to get some fresh air. Honolulu Airport, like many in the Pacific, has most of its terminal open to the elements. On the one hand, it's really refreshing to have an airport which is mostly outside, but on the other, this is a tropical climate and I'm afraid there's not really any air conditioning to speak of in those outside areas. Airport designers worldwide spend a lot of their efforts in figuring out how to make the airport experience as stress-free and cheerful as possible. I think Honolulu has found the answer. Is to set the airport on a Pacific island and have most of the airport open to the elements. If you plan on squeezing the last bits of Hawaiian experience out of your time in Hawaii, I advise you steer clear of the Hawaiian Airlines business and first class lounge. I'm afraid this is a completely cheerless room with almost no windows or natural light to speak of, and definitely none of the Aloha spirit that permeates the Hawaiian Airlines experience. There's not really anything in the way of decent food and drink here either, so my recommendation is to simply skip it and forget it exists. A nicer place to hang out is the C.B. Lansing Memorial Garden. I don't want to go into length about who C.B. Lansing was here, but she's definitely worth a Google. Honolulu's position in the middle of the Pacific makes it a great place to spot plenty of Asian airlines. Korean operate a 747-8 from here into Seoul in South Korea. My friend Jeb Brooks recently made a video going from Seoul to Atlanta in first class on one of these wonderful aircraft. As far as Hawaiian goes, they operate these new A321neos on their secondary routes to places like San Jose. On their trunk routes, they operate Airbus A330 aircraft. In case you're wondering the difference between first and business class, for historical reasons, business class within the USA has always been marketed as first class. This goes back to when the airlines in this country were regulated. Hello. 3A. Thank you. The first class cabin here on this Airbus A330 is in a 222 configuration. I don't think I've seen this style of seat, with the kind of weird ottoman arrangement, in any other airline other than Hawaiian. That said, the cabin is really distinctive, and I think Hawaiian places a lot of value on being distinctive above other airlines. After that rather underwhelming lounge experience at the airport, the Aloha spirit resumes with some tropical juice as a pre-departure drink.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct attention to the cabin showing our safety vision of our Airbus 330 aircraft.
Departing Honolulu over the downtown area and Waikiki Beach was a wonderful experience. This has to be one of the most spectacular departures that I've had this year. I tried to make the most of getting some good shots of the island as we departed. It's over 5 hours flying time into Los Angeles, and that's a long time to go over water and not see land. Let's take a quick look at these unique first-class seats on Hawaiian Airlines. By the ottoman is a storage pouch, which I'm not sure would be useful for much beyond a few pieces of paper or a book. There's another storage cubby under the seat in front for some soft items, and another next to the center console, which really could have done with seeing a vacuum cleaner before I got on board. As you'd expect, in-seat power is available in these first-class seats. In a still picture, you can get the impression that these seats are somewhat flimsy, but I have to say that everything felt pretty well put together, especially the table, which was very sturdy. As far as privacy goes, there's this wonderful bamboo-inspired privacy partition which you can raise from the center console. In case you're wondering what looks odd about this cabin, there are no seat-back TVs, and iPads are provided instead, which slot into a little holder that pops out from the console. I'll be honest, I didn't think too much of the in-flight entertainment selection available on these iPads, but it's only 5 hours and you only have to find a couple of things that you like to kill enough time. However, I did find something I really liked. Hawaiian Airlines executive chef Lee Ann Wong has a series of programs on the in-flight entertainment where she explores the cultural origins of much of Hawaii's food. And what better accompaniment to that show than a bowl of macadamia nuts and a Mai Tai. The one area that I really sense that Hawaii have invested in is in their food and drink service. It was excellent. I was a little nervous when I saw tofu and polenta on the menu, and being at the back of the first class cabin, I might have ended up with that, which I wouldn't have wanted. But there was no need to worry. I managed to get my first choices all the way through the meal. This chicken kombucha cake with togarashi mayonnaise was easily the most interesting starter I've had on any American airline. Catering can be really hit and miss when you're travelling within the USA, but I'm pleased to say that Hawaiian really knocked it out of the park with this. My main course was miso beef with roasted potatoes and vegetables. This was absolutely delicious, and the miso sauce was wonderfully sweet. There's always something really attractive about a dessert trolley, and especially when I know it comes with a mango cake and, as I spotted from here, some whipped cream. Food and drink are worldwide symbols of hospitality, and I think it's through good food and drink that airlines can really convey how much they care about their customers. I have to say that I was massively impressed with both the ingenuity and the quality of Hawaiian Airlines first-class meals on this flight. I'd already had a long day, and the encroaching sunset must have triggered something in me because I really needed to sleep. These seats do lie flat into a bed, but the controls are really basic. For example, you can't just raise the footrest to relax, you have to recline the whole thing into a bed or upright into a seat. The bed itself was moderately comfortable, but I have to say I must have been really tired because I only woke up with about 40 minutes to go until landing. If there was a pre-landing snack, I think I missed it because I certainly didn't see one, having slept for so long. Whoops. Oh, and the airline's Aloha spirit even continues into the bathrooms, with these wonderful flowers scattered around the side console here, and even a couple of leaves simulating a palm tree jammed into the roof. In summary, I really enjoyed my flight with Hawaiian Airlines in first class. It's always so refreshing to find an airline that both knows about and cares about where it comes from, and uses it as a way to differentiate itself in a very crowded market. The whole experience from start to finish was very cheerful and quintessentially Hawaiian, although I do wish they'd do something about that miserable lounge. Thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe.